everyone and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the player ratings time after Liverpool went to Villa Park and got themselves 3 vital points by beating Aston Villa at Villa Park, like I've just said. Anyway, yeah, I am about to rate these wonderful players out of 10, give them each a mark. Before I do that though, I want you guys to do me a favour. There's a live poll right now on the YouTube chat. Vote for who you think was Liverpool's man of the match throughout the show, and at the end we'll tally up those votes and we'll award, look at that, a special prize of a star. Yes, a special star to somebody, whoever it is. We'll find out very shortly. You've got 3 options there. I think we went for Van Dijk, Salah and Nunes or other. So if you do think it's somebody else and you want to let me know in the chat, now I've got that open in front of me. So yeah, let me know if you've got any thoughts, and yeah, I will read those out throughout the show. Right then, let's make a start with Alisson. I mean, he made the best save he made didn't count because he was it was offside, but I thought he had a decent game overall. Ali, to be honest with you, but yeah, I don't think he could do anything, but he couldn't do anything with the goal. It was weird really because it felt like Villa had a lot of chances, but it wasn't like Ali was making worldy saves. They either missed them or yeah, they were quite comfortable, or Liverpool just about to manage to get a block or something in. So overall, I think I'll give Ali, like I say, do you count that save? Because he was offside, it's a really good save. I'm just going to give Ali, let's see, you guys saying 8, 7.5, so I'm probably going to go 7.5. I don't actually think he had to do that much in total. I don't think he had to make worldie after worldie after worldie. So I'm going to give Alisson a 7.5. Andy Robbo isn't one of our poll options. He might feel very hard done by not to be one of them because he was excellent again, really, at left back. Obviously, a great assist for the first goal. I thought Robbo, Liverpool's game plan was obvious. It was, and I'm going to do a demonstration tactically on the board. Ox went in there, very simple, and Robbo was running his nuts off up and down this left-hand side, and he did it really well. I was really impressed with Andy Robbo. Let's have a little look. You guys are thinking. Ibrahim's give him a 9, Alajam's give him an 8.5, and Dickie Oyred's give him an 8. Rachel's give him, and I'm kind of in the same boat. I thought he was excellent, really. I am going to give Andy Robbo 9 out of 10. Really good performance from Liverpool's left back now. Excellent. Speaking of excellence, this is weird because I was saying this to Chris earlier, both on our watch along and a little bit off camera as well, that I felt like Liverpool's 2 centre-halves did well individually, but it still felt like Villa had quite a lot of chances, and that's kind of a contradiction, a little bit. I get it, but then when you look how well Van Dijk played, he got in the way of everything, he headed everything, scores a goal obviously, which you can't forget, loads of blocks, loads of vital clearances, but Villa still had quite a lot of chances to score, so it's a tricky one to give Virgil, really. A lot of you guys in the comments there are saying 9. Yeah, you know what, I'll go along with that one. I'm going to give Virgil a 9 as well. And I'm going to give Joel Matip. Let's move on. Because the goal was interesting, really, for Matip's point of view, because it kind of gets caught out, but I think it might have been a little bit more on Alexander-Arnold not covering Ollie Watkins than it was Matip. I thought Matip, for the most part, was decent. He wasn't quite at Van Dijk level. Probably going to give Matip 7. I might be being a bit harsh there. Let's add a 0.5 on. 0.5. 7.5 for Matip. I thought he was really good again. Trent, I thought Trent started the game excellently. He's obviously set up the first goal partly with an outrageous pass. His passing was on point, but then I do think he fell asleep a little bit for their goal. Gets caught out a little bit flat-footed. I don't know if he could have stopped Watkins scoring, but I think he could have done a better job of trying to stop Watkins scoring. But on the ball, I thought Trent, for the most part, was fantastic. Other than that, let me just move that in there. This is a really tough one for me, because I say with the ball he was great, but I do think he could have defended that situation better. So yeah, as you said, like I thought Liverpool didn't defend particularly well, and yet I feel like I'm giving all these defenders pretty high marks. But I suppose that's just where we are. I'm going to give him this. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I think it would have been higher if not for that mistake That's how good I thought he was over in that era. So that era knocks him down a little bit. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Mav, Daniel, both agree with me, and Dickie Red all agree with me in the chat as well. So yeah, I'm not going crazy. Right then, moving into midfield. I'll go this side. In fact, you know what? I'll shimmy on over here. I thought it was one of the best games I've seen Fabinho play for quite a while. Actually, I thought he was brilliant. That is the Fabinho that we need to see. He was constantly winning the ball back, pressing, harrying, tackles, kicking people if he had to. His use of the ball was a bit better. He did keep it relatively simple. I thought Fab had a very good game, actually. Tom here, Fab 8. He's slowly improving game by game. I'm with you, Tom. Yeah, Tom Davenport says that. And I tend to agree. I'm going to give Fab an 8. Some high marks going out here, isn't he? Maybe I'm overrating Liverpool. Fuck, who cares? The Reds are back. Right then, let's move into midfield. Let's stay over here, actually. Let's start with, and I'm going to just change this so I can see all your comments. Let's start with Thiago. Subbed off after an hour, so it didn't have the full game to make an impact. I thought he looked decent enough. His position was interesting. At times, Liverpool, again, move him there, it would almost become like a bit of a double pivot. He was almost finding himself filling in as Andy Robertson, bombed up and down this left-hand side, so it was a little bit deeper at times. But I thought he was pretty solid, to be honest with you. He needs a new magnet on the back of his little thing, because he's going slippy slide here. I'll have to balance him on Jordan Henderson's head. Thiago gets a 6. Daniel says he was sloppy on the ball. Ola gives him a 7, as does Dickie Red and Rachel. I'm going to go slightly above. He looked tired at the end. I'm going to go 6 is average. I think 7. Just a little bit above average. We've got a point here from Tim Maslin. I'm not going to lie, the only reason the defenders have such high numbers is because Villa couldn't finish their dinner. I don't know why we're not commentating on how open we are. And that's what I was saying before, Tim, I do agree with you. But I don't know if that's an individual player thing or if that is a system as a whole thing. Like, I can't point to anyone and say they had a shocker in terms of making mad errors that Villa got in. It was more that they were playing through the system, which is actually a little bit more of a concern for me, because if someone just switches off, you can kind of rectify that, or you can do something about it. I don't think any of these lads played particularly badly, and yet Villa did have. You are right, say Villa had chances. But yeah, so I get both sides of it. When you're pointing solely at an individual player, I think these ratings are pretty fair. But as a collective, I think Liverpool's system, there's a bit of work to be done, because they are still a little bit too open. Moving on to Hendo then, let's have a little look at what you guys said in there before I start talking about the captain. Because I often get into trouble when I talk about Jordan Henderson for some reason. People on the internet don't like it when I say nice things about Jordan Henderson. He gets a 7.5 from Arla Jam, a 9 from Dave, a 6 from Key, and 8s and 7.5s, and 6 is too low, definitely, I'm not having that. Loads of 7s and 8s. I thought Hendo was really good, especially in the first half. Again, goes off a little bit later on, maybe a little bit more tired, but I thought he had a good game. I think Hendo gets an 8. I thought he was really good. Daniel agrees, as do Dickie, Rachel, the Prestige, all agree. David thinks I should have given him a little bit more, and Mav gives him a similar one. So yeah, I think everyone was in pretty much an agreement there that Hendo gets an 8 out of 10. Right then, let's do the front three first. Who shall I go? Let's go Oxlade-Chamberlain first. I found it interesting. Like, I thought he did really well a couple of times, but of the three, he was probably the quietest of the front three. But I still thought he was pretty decent overall. I'm going to give Ox. You guys are giving him 6.5s or 7s. Everyone's in around the same ballpark, and I'm kind of with you really. I'm going to say I'm going to give him a 7. That's a good point, actually, from Tim, who says, good effort from a guy who hasn't played a lot. Yeah, it was his first league start for like 10 months or something. And he is effectively out of position. And yeah, Mav says there he's lacking rhythm, and I think that's about right. I think he was decent enough. Chamberlain, he gets a 7. Let's move Mo Salah there, because he was a bit closer. I'm going to do Mo Salah next. I thought Mo Salah was brilliant. Again, he scores a goal. Again, his hold-up play was excellent. Again, He misses the one-on-one where it just gets caught under his feet. On another day, he could have had a bag full of assists, a couple more goals. I thought Salah was excellent. And you guys, looking at the numbers, you guys tend to agree. There's David and Key both give him a 10, as does the Prestige. Loads of 8s and 9s as well. I thought Salah was excellent, to be honest with you. I'm going to say he was my man of the match. I'm going to give Salah a 9 as well. Thought he was really good. Now, Darwin, this is the mad thing with Darwin, because you can look at this in both ways. Let's just do the chat, and everyone's going to be doing it. I was watching Amazon Prime coverage on the watch-along, and they give him their man of the match, which I get, because he was a constant nuisance. His running and his ability to get in the right place and do everything you need to do was causing Aston Villa a huge amount of problems. He technically, you know, Bajcetic's goal comes from Darwin's pace as well as a few other things. But then that pace to burn is frightening, and it causes defenders tons and tons of issues. The flip side is sometimes the end product, well, all the end product pretty much they just wasn't there. He had to score basically a couple of those chances there. You thought you've really got to do better on those. But he is an absolute menace, and this is where it's so hard to judge him, because you've got to give him credit for all the running and getting in the right position to be constantly in front of goal all the time, timing his runs right, working hard, doing all that kind of stuff. You've got to credit that. But on the flip side, he's meant to score. That's kind of his job. He's Liverpool centre forward. He's meant to score goals. And this, I'm just looking at the chat now. Like there's a whole range. Anything from, I can see a 4, which I think is way too low, all the way up to 8, and that's kind of where we're at. I don't know. It's such like, yeah, he was a nuisance, but then like, yeah, the 4's a nonsense, by the way, I'm not having that. But like, it's so mad. I just don't know. This is hard because I really thought he was good, but I think he has to fucking score a couple of goals, which makes me kind of think. I don't think he was as good as Salah, but I think he was better than Chamberlain, so I'm just going to split the difference and give Darwin an 8. I think that's fair. People might shout at me for that one, but yeah, I think Jürgen was made up with his performance. Just didn't quite get that end product. I think if he scores, it's like it's almost a 10 out of 10 performance given how good he was. Right then, we've got 5 subs. The interesting thing is here, I've got 4 magnets, so some might have to split one of them up. Although to be fair, Ben Doak was on for about 5 minutes. He did make a show of Luca Dean. We'll come back to that in a minute. So obviously, the first subs, we were shocked. In fact, I don't know if you guys agree with all the subs Jürgen made. I was kind of scratching my head off quite a lot of them, but yet they all seem to work out well. Right then, let's start with Naby Lad. What I'll split these bottom 2 and can have half each, Gomez and Doak. We'll get to them in a minute. Right then, let's start with Naby Keita. All right. Actually, was a bit more aggressive in the tackle, which I was pleased to see. Helped Liverpool win the ball a couple of times, but 6 is an average performance. I'm just going to give Naby a 6. I didn't see too much of him, good or bad. Oh, never mind. The board doesn't want me to give him 6. Maybe it's upside down for a 9. Maybe that's karma telling me I'm wrong. But no, there you go. Naby's going to get a 6 out of 10. Elliott, playing left wing for a while, which was interesting, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting that one. I'm probably going to go the same, just average, to be honest with you. All right, decent enough. Yeah, let's give Harvey a 6 as well. Right then, let's do Stefan Bajcetic. Gets a goal, really well taken goal. He helps win the ball back in the first place. And then his touch, not to just blast at the goalie, is really, really clever. And then obviously a nice little finish. Gets a little bit of luck, I suppose, going through Tyrone Mings' legs. But yeah, what a moment for Stefan Bajcetic. Hopefully he goes on to have an amazing Liverpool career. And we can all think back of that day when he scored at Villa Park. Like a really fond memory. He might not do that, who knows. But, you know, that's a goal now. You can't take away. Stefan Bajcetic scored a Premier League goal for Liverpool. Absolutely brilliant. I thought it was excellent. And actually, all through the game, I thought he was good. He looked, Liverpool's midfield got actually a little bit better. because it was a bit ragged at times. It looked a bit better once Stefan Bajcetic came on a bit. You guys are all giving him 8s. There's a couple of 10s in there as well. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go 8.5. Gets his goal. Congratulations to him. Joe Gomez and Ben Doak. Then, yeah, Ben Doak was hardly on the pitch, but he did make a show of Luca Dean. I'm going to give Ben Doak. You can have a 7.5. Yeah, I'll have a 7.5. Joe Gomez was involved in the goal. Decent enough. Let's give Joe a 7. There we go. I'll have to split those two up. Let's give them both 7.5s. Fuck it. It's Christmas. There we go. Could have just used one card, but it didn't. Right then, my player ratings then. Ali 7.5, Robbo and Van Dijk at 9s, Matip and Trent both get 7.5s. Fab 8, Thiago 7, Hendo 8, Ox 7, Nunes 8, Salah 9. 2 subs, Keita and Elliott get 6s. Bajcetic, what a goal, 8.5, 7.5s for Gomez and for Ben Doak as well. Got a very exciting future ahead of him, as one of our members, Darth Sidious, says. Yeah, there we go. All through the show, we've been running a poll. Who was Liverpool's best player in terms of what you guys think? We're going to end that poll straight away and then find out who you guys voted for. Joe, can you tell? I've got it. It's fine. 75%. Sorry, that's bad maths. 45% of you went for Mohammed Salah, 25 for Nunes, 9 for Van Dijk, and just 9 for other, which it was mainly Andy Robbo for you guys. So I said Salah was my man of the match. You guys agreed and give Mo Salah your man of the match as well. So there you go. Congratulations to Mohammed Salah, you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful footballer. Right then, the Reds are back. It was brilliant to see them. If you haven't already, go on the YouTube channel now and check out Chris with the fan reaction show. Go and check out all the amazing content on the YouTube channel. You'll really, really enjoy it. We're heading on over to redmenplus.com now for the instant match reaction. Yet again, it'll be me and Chris Pajak having a good old chat about what we've just seen. Then tomorrow morning, Dan will be hosting Ian and Sam, I think it is, for the final where they go even more depth here. So if you haven't already, do consider checking out redmenplus.com. If you just want to give it one go for a £5 and just see what it's like, if you sign up now, you'll get every game until, what date is it? 26th, it's Boxing Day, of course. Between now and the 26th of January, all those games Liverpool play, I promise you. It's available in video and podcast form. You won't regret it. But I really, really appreciate you guys getting involved with the show. All of you guys who were live, really appreciate it. Give the video a like on the way out. If you're not watching this live, do get in the comment section and let us know what ratings you would have give each of these players out of 10. And yeah, do come and join us over on Redmen Plus for the instant match reaction. I will see you all there. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like on the way out. Did you know you could get some hoodies, t-shirts and any accessories from redmenmerch.com? So head on over there now and grab yourself something.